Hi, Hannah. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Excellent. Really good. And nice to see some more blue skies today at the moment.
Yeah.
So do you want to just tell everybody about who you are and what sport you do and what you're currently doing at this moment in time?
Yeah, so my name's Hannah Robinson and I box for Great Britain. I've been on the squad for about a year and a half, 2 years now. Um, so, yes, from Darlington in County Durham. Went to Durham University, did a sports degree at Durham, and met Graham through to a course at Durham, through doing like a helping with my sports psychology at Durham. I also work part-time at the NHS for 2 days a week.
Fab, fab. So yeah, let's go back to those Durham days because that was pre-England belt.
Yeah,
That was when you had. I think everybody's pathway in sport's a bit of a roller coaster, isn't it? And that certainly
yeah,
those days with you, we were having some up and down days and stuff as well. And that led to a huge conversation that we had about injury and whether you should have a surgery operation or not have one. If you can remember, take me through those days in terms of what was going through your head about why you should or why you shouldn't have that surgery.
Well, I was given, basically I injured my shoulder, dislocated it during a fight, and I hadn't had any previous sort of injuries before then. And then the next day I went into hospital and they said, I'm going to need an operation. So I had the operation, and this was quite early on in my boxing career, and I was out for maybe about 6 or 7 months. And then I came back and I was doing really well, and I injured my shoulder again, but I didn't want to get further surgery because I'd already been out for a long time. So, and I think it made us struggle with my confidence a bit as well. And that's when I was speaking to Graham, do I get the surgery? Do I not get the surgery? But we decided in the end it was the right thing to do. Yeah, so.
I'm glad you said we decided at the end, but I'm kind of sure it was you. I might have done a little prodding a little bit, because
Yeah.
I guess it's one of those things. You have to, as an athlete, you have to decide what is the long-term goal and what you wanted. And we were talking about current England boxers who were going to the Olympics being 28, 29, 30-year-old, and at the time you were what, maybe 20 at the time, 21, something like that.
Yeah.
We had at least a good 9-10 years in terms of where I thought your development and you maturing into a performance athlete was going to come from. So we had to go through all of those conversations to decide what was best for you at the time. And it's always worrying having surgery, and I've had 5 myself, including 2 shoulder ups, so you know what it's like. But you had to make that conscious decision. So talk me through your mindset after the operation, because you're going to be out for a significant period of time. You don't know whether you're going to get back to your performance level. You don't know whether you're going to achieve your targets in terms of what we'd set out in terms of your goals. Talk me through some of those thoughts.
So when I had my final shoulder surgery, I think my aim was just to be healthy and get better. And I wasn't focused on, my goals changed from boxing goals to getting my shoulder right and focusing on little things. So focusing on my rehab and seeing those little improvements, and then building on that. And then when I was finally able to throw a punch with that, it felt so strange, but it was just those little achievements that kept us going through. And I got my operation in the October, and then I was back boxing a year later. I won the national championships, and then from that performance is when I got my assessment to join Team GB. So I wanted out when I thought, will I ever be able to box again? Will I be able to trust this again? Because the muscle wastage and the pain in my shoulder, I was thinking, I'm never going to be able to get in a ring and punch someone with this. But if I was just taking it like little steps at a time, and building into it. And I could have just turned around and given up, but I would have regretted it. And I wanted to say, yeah, now my shoulder's fixed. I want to see how far I can get myself now. So.
Yeah, and I remember having some of those conversations with you about the fact that you were just thinking, well, should I just wrap in and go and get a job?
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw
Yeah.
a job application form at one stage as well.
Yeah, yeah. There was times when I was thinking, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like, why put this sort of pressure on myself? And I think every athlete has those times. Like, why am I putting myself through all this hard training and stuff like that? But deep down, you do know that it's worth it. It's worth the end result. So.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's where, and I talk with a lot of the athletes and even the coaches that I work with regarding, you have to define that why in terms of why you're doing the whole thing. And once you get that nailed, then actually everything else in terms of that rocky road approach and that pathway to success, then it actually goes back to that determined why. And if you've nailed that, it actually, all the other things are easy. So every time you lose a fight, you go back to your why. Well, you go, well, actually, I'm going to the 2028 Olympics or the 2032 Olympics. That's my why. Every time you have a shoulder surgery, you go, well, I'm going to the 2028, 2032 Olympics. That's my why. So it makes everything a little bit more palatable because we know that nothing's going to go, directly in this nice straight line to the Olympics, is it? We're going to have these up and down days. I guess that's what we're having now, maybe in this pandemic. That we're having good days, we're having bad days, aren't we?
Yeah, definitely. I know. Well, GB have sent us a program to follow for while we're at the lockdown, and most days I do feel quite motivated, and especially when the sun's shining and I've got equipment to train with at home and stuff. But yeah, some days I have it in the back of my head. I'm thinking, oh well, we don't know when this is going to end. Like, is there much point in doing this? But then once I like reevaluate and look at the program and think, well, no, I need to do this, I feel better about it. But I think you do get those like peaks and troughs in motivation. But yeah, it's only normal, I think.
It is normal, and like what you said before, is that if we go back to determining that why, and why are you boxing, then actually this is just another phase that we get through, don't we?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So then I remember we get through the operation. You're doing quite well. You're back. We changed gyms. That was a little bit of a thought process for you to go through that in terms of confidence with the gyms, and then we get back on track. And then I get this nice little picture of you with your new belt on.
Yeah. I think the changing gyms was a massive step for me as well, because I've been at that gym for years. And I got to a point where it just gone totally stale as well. Like, I wasn't learning anything, and I felt like I was kind of leading my own sort of training as well. And I think like I think your analogy was when we were moving from like a primary school to a secondary school and then onto university, and I'd outgrown that gym a bit, and we said, well, what's the best gym around here? We'll go where the best gym is. And so then I went to Berkeley, and Berkeley, if you haven't already heard of them, they're a very famous boxing club. And I had no say in sort of any of what I was doing. Got bossed about, got beaten up as soon as I went in. But they're harsh. But I learned a lot from actually taking that leap. To develop and go into that gym. I learned a lot from that, and I think that played a massive part in just propelling us forward, really. I think that's the leap I needed to take, but it took us a while to be confident enough to take it, I think.
Yeah, and you've used that word twice now, so I'm going to throw it out there in terms of confidence, and that's all it was. It was just a little bit of inner confidence, a little bit of you like your comfort zone a little bit. And also a little bit of fear of the operation, fear of the fact that if you went and saw a different coach or a different gym, you wouldn't be in as much control. And as soon as we got over that, or as soon as you got over that, you were fab and you flew and so fast. since that belt, you've been doing really well, and so I had some international fights too, and traveling abroad and fighting, and then obviously we're coming up to a period where maybe there should have been the Olympics this year, but it gets put back to next year. And I was talking to Tess Howard, who also should have been going to the Olympics this year at Team GB for hockey, and going through her mindset at this moment in time. And one of the things that she said was that it allows her to be, I think she said 440 days better than what she is now. And I was like, yeah, I like that, because she's had a wonderful 18 months where she's just come into the GB team. She scored some great goals in qualifiers, but now she has an opportunity to be 400 and whatever it is days better. So what's your mindset at this moment in time? And I know you guys were currently at trials, or just about at trials, weren't you, before obviously everybody got locked down?
Yeah, so the Olympic qualifiers was on down in London when everything got locked down, so they had to abandon the whole setup and everything. So some of our team got to box. I think two qualified, but the rest of the team, some of them got to box in the early stages, and some of them didn't get a box at all. So that's been postponed. We don't know when that's going to be. So we're right in the middle of it when it all kicked off. But
so how do you deal with that then emotionally? Because you've got to be super excited, you've got to be super nervous, and at the same time you're now kind of going to be super frustrated and, oh my God, what's going on?
And I think a lot of athletes felt the same. But we have had a lot of support from coaches and staff there to kind of just think of it as a way to kind of reset yourself, recharge, think about what you want to achieve with boxing, and then just work on the little bits. We've got time now to work on fitness, to work on just small bits that sometimes it's that busy at the moment you don't get a chance to refine the little things again, go back to basics, which is what I've been doing now. I've just been kind of focusing on keeping my shape, and focusing on really drilling my backhand in, because sometimes I fall forward with my backhand. So my aim in my head's just been, every time I've been practicing and that, I want to just go back to the basics, which sometimes you neglect when there's so much going on.
Yeah. So. How about getting punched, Hannah, in the face? Have you had your mum just practicing a couple just to
I haven't missed that too much. Yeah, I think I'll be taking a lot of punches when I go back. I'll have to work on my reflexes a bit, but I don't miss that so much.
Yeah, I bet you do. I'm trying to think of which coach it was, or which boxer who said that you can have all the top game plans in the world until somebody punches you in the face.
Yeah, I think that's Mike Tyson. Yeah,
was that Mike Tyson? I know we did a lot of stuff on that with you in terms of resetting your game plan, didn't we? Originally, in terms of there's that. Every time you did get punched in the face, then your game plan slightly went out the window, and redefining that.
Yeah, I think when I didn't have the experience I do now, I kind of let my emotions come in a little bit too much into my practice. So when I did get hit in the face, or I felt like I was losing, I'd react negatively. So I'd either get angry and not use my boxing skills, just react with my emotions. But that seems to have passed now, I think, through experience and practicing what we learned and stuff. So
fab. So talk me through a normal day at the moment when you're not working for the NHS. What does your training program look like? What are you doing to keep in shape and to keep yourself ready?
Yeah, so on our non-training, on our non-working days, first thing we do is go for a run on the morning. So we have a mixture of runs. We have a long aerobic run. So yesterday I did a long 60-minute run, and then today we have sprints, and then tomorrow is a day off running, and then the next day we'll have interval runs and longer runs. So those are run in the morning. Then the evening session's the boxing session or the weight session. So we have 4 boxing sessions, Monday, Tuesday, then a day off, then Thursday, Friday. I've got a little, like a wall pad up that I bought off the internet. Took ages to come, but it's finally up. I knocked it off the wall the first time I used it. Knocked it off the wall. So then I had to order new screws for that. So, but it's up and running now. So pleased about that. So yeah, we've got boxing sessions that are themed. We get themes sent out, and you work on your own stuff, but also to the themes that the coaches have sent out. And this week we've just started doing online sessions, so Zoom sessions, as a group. So it's been quite good because I've missed the girls down on camp. So when we're all training together on Zoom, it's quite good actually, because you can see them on the screen when you're working. So it's quite good.
That is the tough part about isolation, I think, is the fact that you lose that camaraderie with your teammates and that human connection.
It is, yeah.
And Zooms are fab, but they're not the real thing, are they?
No, they're not. No, I think that's probably what I miss. I miss like the crack when we go down to Sheffield, like living in the accommodation and sparring with each other and challenging each other on the track and stuff like that. You don't get that so much, and I think you do need to be more motivated when you're at home, because you kind of when you're down on camp, everyone else is doing it with you, so you kind of just go along with it, whereas you kind of have to push yourself when you're at home a little bit more.
Yeah, and it's tough, isn't it? Because actually it's too easy to maybe just do the reps at 95% of your best or
it is
90% of your best because nobody's watching. It's kind of like, I'll just miss this one and go to the fridge and have a chocolate.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it is. But I'm one of those where, like, I think I have to do it for myself.
Yeah.
Because if I know that I haven't done everything on the program, or I haven't done what I'm meant to, like, it'll always be playing in the back of my mind. So I'd rather just get it done. But it does make it a lot easier when you've got your teammates to train with as well. But so that's what I'm missing the most, I think.
It does. So that means we've ticked off some physical stuff and we've ticked off some technical stuff there as well. Mentally, what are you working on at this moment in time? Again, with the possibility of Olympics next year, but certainly the trials, whenever we get cleared, the trials are going to be rescheduled at some point, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, like, mentally, I've been watching quite a few like possible competition in the future. So our GB like media sort of team, they've been sending videos over for us to watch. So thinking about tactics and thinking about like improving like our mindset and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I've been working on that and like making notes and incorporating it into the physical training as well.
Yeah, you have to pull everything together, don't you? I think we have an issue in this country, especially in the world of sport, that we still sometimes keep everything in isolation. So technicals over here, S&C's over there, psychology's over there, and actually all of them come back to you, and you have to kind of embrace them all, don't you, and interconnect them. Well, I guess the only other one is maybe nutrition, and I know boxers with weight, and everyone keeps throwing around the statement in isolation: you either get fit or you get fat. And just behave, Hannah. What you're saying here, by the way, I'm a little bit old. We had the conversation earlier, so you know what's going on. But how is the nutrition going? How are you keeping an eye on what's going in the body?
Yeah, so well, I'm quite lucky. I live with my family at the moment, and like everyone eats healthy. My mum's doing like a Slimming World, and I've started doing Couch to 5K. So I think we don't buy any rubbish. I must admit, when we first heard about the lockdown, I was training and dieting like really hard for the national championships.
Yeah.
So and I was on quite a low calorie. And then when I found out I wasn't boxing, I did have a little bit of a a little bit of a treat and stuff like that. And but now I feel like I'm back on a routine now. We plan out. We can only go shopping like once a week, and I have my NHS badge, so I do like the weekly shop. So we plan our meals for the week and stick to them really, and we have no like bad snacks in the house. I'm probably eating a bit more than I would if I was dieting to make weight for a fight. But it's all good food. I like eating healthily anyway, and I love cooking. It's a great way to pass the time as well, I think. So I've been making all sorts from
You have
fresh.
no idea how many times we have conversations with some of our performance athletes at the university where we kind of go, if you learn to cook, it will so help what you're eating.
Yeah, it does. And then you know exactly what's going in it. And so I really enjoy cooking things from scratch. So me and my mum have been taking turns cooking like healthy stuff from scratch. So, but I've enjoyed my food.
For those people who aren't professional boxers, who aren't going to future Olympics and are just sitting in their house like me, what is your little treat? What is your go-to kind of naughty snack?
Well, I've got a sweet tooth, so mine would be chocolate. I love chocolate. Yeah, and chocolate and like stodgy carbs like breads and pasta and stuff.
Fish and chips.
Yeah, fish and chips. Yeah.
Wow, brilliant. So things are going well. Career's going brilliantly. Still on track for the conversations we were having about future Olympics. You certainly won't be at your best until you still mature a little bit, and physically and technically, practically and mentally, and everything comes together, which is really good.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing.
I think I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the process now because I know that it's a long-term thing. So I'm enjoying just getting experience and developing, and I feel like I'm in the right place now. I'm down at GB getting the best sparring and best coaching to make the most of it. So I'm just like trusting the process at the minute, and yeah, I'm enjoying it.
One of the barriers was always the fact that you weren't sure whether you were good enough, and now you know. And when you know, everything just relaxes a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. There was always that doubt. I think whether I was good enough, whether there was any point in continuing, especially with my injuries, and do I go and get a real job, or carry on. So yeah, I'm pleased that I managed to find that confidence, and then the more success you have, the more it builds your confidence, and it's made us realise that this is something that I can actually do, that I can actually be successful at.
Brilliant. And if you listen to some of the other videos that we're doing with some of the other Olympic athletes and some of the professional football players, they've all said the same thing. There's no kind of hidden agenda or secret to this whole process. The fact is that I need to feel confident. I need to feel that I belong. I need to know that I'm at that level. But I also need to understand that there's good days and bad days. And I also need to understand that it's a long-term process, and I have to work really hard every day. So the ingredients to the Hannah Robinson cake stays the same with everybody, I think, without the chocolate.
Yeah. You're making me hungry now.
Well, I want to ask you one more question before we go, because I'm conscious of time, and also you need to get back and do a bit of training and stuff. Because you're doing something else which is really wonderful at this moment in time, as well as becoming a future Olympian, which is what you're doing in training to do that, is working for the NHS. And we're in a situation at the moment where that's a really valuable thing to do. So how are you finding that?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I've worked there for 2 years now, around boxing, and they've been really flexible around boxing. And I work as like a ward clerk, and I work on the outpatient department, just basically answering phones, helping people when they come into the hospital, and like cancelling, rearranging appointments and booking people for appointments. But I've quite enjoyed having that the boxing and then having something a little bit separate that I can kind of like switch off a little bit for that as well. And yeah, I feel proud working for the NHS, especially, you know, at times like this. We've been redeployed into little different areas. So yeah, it's kind of the way everyone pulls together with the NHS is really amazing. And the doctors and nurses, yeah, are fantastic, doing a fantastic job. So yeah, makes us proud to be part of the team.
Absolutely, and we can only clap you at 8 o'clock every Thursday night to show our appreciation that most of us are doing, which is fab. But there's a lot of similarities there, isn't there, between Team GB and Team NHS? Everybody pulling together, being part of that one team, and business and sport really map against each other quite nicely with things like that. And that does that give you a bit of a feeling of I'm part of a team now for 2 days again?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, and like you working together and do for the same thing, and that's the same as being down with the girls at Team GB. We're all working side by side, you know, working towards a similar aim. To like with the NHS, it's to help patients out and like to give a really good service, and with boxing, it's to do our best in training, and it is. You do feel like part of a team in both sort of worlds. I enjoy going to work. I enjoy the like the morale we have at work, especially at the minute, like because it's all uncertain, but we're all in it together. So it does help you get through it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your service, and good luck with trials. And remember, whatever happens, then it's gonna make you a better boxer.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And if we manage to get to go this year, well, next year, then that's great. But again, you know, 2024, 2028, 2032.
Yeah. I'll just be even better.
Absolutely. And that's what Tess had said. She said, I think she said it's 400 something days better. And that's what, every time you go through a 4-year Olympic cycle, that's a lot of days that you've got an opportunity to get up and be better every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, good luck. You have a great day, and we will catch up soon.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Bye.